identify the framework some of the materials in our course reader are using, and then think about how we might use these frameworks ourselves in some typical writing assignments. Here's another Jaffe passage, and take a look at the signal words that will start to jump out at you. Something begins, and then we have an event, right? Events have beginnings, middles, and ends. This is chronological, right? Take a look here at passage B. Well, there were some studies. There's a series of studies, okay, right? And the studies are broken into some groups here. There's studies 1 through 4, and then there's the other study, all right? Here's an example of logical division, right? One group, another. Take a look at the signal words that you notice in the Duryapa text. There's two types, got two topics, genuine and a fake smile. This distinction, right? Both. Right? There are different parts of the brain, right? This is compare contrast. Now, how might we go about using some of these frameworks in our own writing? Well, explain how a nuclear reactor works. There's a process here, right? One thing leads to another. This is chronological. Generally, we're talking about a process, how something works. That's chronological. Another example would be a biography. We might do flashbacks and things like that, but really, time order is going to be driving our decision making. Same thing with a recipe. You have to go step by step. You can't, in spaghetti, put the sauce over the uncooked noodles, right? That just doesn't work. Instructions, another example of something that's chronological, right? What do you do first? What do you do next? Here's an example of something that's logical division. Classification, all right? Well, here's one type. Here's another type. We might divide them into predators and prey, nocturnal, diurnal, so on. Evaluating two job applicants. Here's an opportunity for comparison and contrast. We can kind of go back and forth between these applicants using our criterion for comparison. Write a lab report. Lab reports are also chronological. They follow the steps, right? First you start with the hypothesis, then you gather your materials, then you get, you run the thing and you get your results, right? That's a process. Okay, how about this? How racism influenced Louis Armstrong's career. Here, there's a couple ways we could go about this. Maybe it influenced his career in 3 ways. That's logical division. Here's the first way, here's the second way. But maybe there was a tipping point. Maybe there was one event that sparked a change, and then that led to something else. That could be chronological. Cause and effect can work really 2 ways, and a good example of that is deforestation. How do you view deforestation? There's a natural process that happens, right? First, we lose the trees, and then the soil blows away, and then the next generation of plants can't grow, right? That's a natural process. But if you view this as something, say, caused by humankind, well, then there's all kinds of factors, right? Farming, logging, the list goes on. If you take that logical division view of things, that gives you a different pattern of organization. Really, the idea here is we have to think about what's appropriate for the context that we're working in. How about this one? Describe your dorm room. Simple assignment, but there's actually a couple ways you could go about this. One is logical division. You just pick somewhere to start. Like, first I'm going to tell you about the floors, and then I'm going to tell you about the walls. Or you could do this as chronological. Like, what's the first thing you'll notice when you walk in? Well, that's going to be my Pink Floyd poster. Then your eyes will turn to my incredible lava lamp. All right.